Let's discuss LeetCode problem number 636, exclusive time. CPU is allocated to a task. Before we discuss, please share, like, subscribe, and hit on the bell button for notifications. Also have added a lot of DSA and C++ quizzes to the community page. Please check it out. Now back to the problem. You are given the logs of how the CPU time has been allocated. Like for task 0 starts at time slot 0, and then task 1 starts at time slot 2, and then task 1 ends at time slot 5, and then task 0 ends at time slot 6. So given this logs like this, you need to tell like how much CPU time has been exclusively given to task ID 0 and task ID 1. So in this case, for example, task ID has been given 3 units and task ID 1 has been given 4 units. So given you need to return 3 and 4 is the answer to this problem. Let's take let me explain the problem a little bit more in this specific scenario. So if the task ID 0 starts at 0, and then the task ID 1 starts at 2, so the 0th time unit and the first time unit have been taken by the task ID 0. So it basically has already count of 2 time units at this point. Now at task ID 2, time unit 2, task ID 1 starts, and then time unit 3 also task ID 1, because it ends at time unit 5, so 4 also is taken by 1, time unit 5 is also taken by 1. So it takes 4 units, time units, and then the 6th time unit is taken up by 0, and so it takes 3 time units. So that's the explanation of this problem. Let's look at the code. I call this a stack pattern because we use stack is the data structure which is used. And also I think if you want to remember, you can call it as start push and end pop if you want to remember the start push. And that's one way to remember the solution. So you are given int n, how many tasks are there, and then the vector of strings which are the logs in this format. And so now you have the resultant vector. In this case you return 3 4 that is the result vector, and then you have the stack. This is the stack data structure, and so you go through the input logs, and then you create a string stream of this string set, and then load the ID, and then the type start or end, and then the time string, and then you do the conversions ID into an integer and then timestamp into an integer. Now if the type is start, then what you do is that if the stack is empty, because this is a first task, you push onto the stack, and then remember the previous timestamp as current task's timestamp. If the stack is not empty, like in this case you pushed 0 at task, now at this specific location, the stack is not empty, so you add, because the task 1 has started, you need to already given 2 units to stock to the task 0. That is what you are doing here, current timestamp minus the previous timestamp. And then when you see the end, instead of start you see the end. Now in this specific case you basically give the current timestamp, which is in this case the current timestamp is 5 minus previous timestamp is 2, and then 3 plus 1, which is 4, because it is plus 1 is needed because it's 0 based indexed. So 4 units are added to the stack top, which was basically 1 in this case, and then you pop that, and now you assign previous timestamp is equals to timestamp plus 1, and then you come back to the, when at this case you come back to the when the 0th task is still on the stack, so timestamp is 6, previous timestamp is also 6, and then plus 1. So we already had added 2 units here, and then you add 1 unit here, and so that's how it gets 3 units. So you return 3 for task ID 0 and 4 for task ID 1, and that's it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.